Why, hello. I am Tierra Reed, the owner of Inspire, Engage, and Educate. And I'm super, super excited to be here today because I have an amazing guest. So, welcome everybody to the Emancipated Educator talk show and podcast. So, we've been on a little bit of hiatus, but the best way to come back is with a fellow hornet like my guest, Miss Erika Parker. So, EDS and National Board Certified, get it right, okay? So I'm super excited to have Erika and just learn a little bit about her emancipated mindset inside and outside the classroom. As you guys know, I am the self-declarated educational Oprah. So that means that I bring the people to us that have incredible stories and basically we want you to leave inspired. We want you to know that not only is anything possible, but to actually listen to the stories and listen to the lessons so that you can apply them to your journey. So, without further ado, I do want to not only share that Miss Parker or what Erika. I'm be honest.
Yes,
Erika,
yes.
so Erika is not only an amazing mom and a devoted wife and first lady and incredible educator. She does so many different things, and we're gonna dive into that and just let her start off with kind of telling us a little bit about her journey to becoming emancipated. And so before you start, Erika, I just want to make sure that the audience out there and everyone knows that during our conversation, it's not just between us. We also want to hear from them. So we want you guys to share your questions and comments, your ahas. And what we will do is showcase them during the show. So we want to hear from you. And we also want to make sure everybody begins on the level of understanding what emancipated means. Okay. So having an emancipated mindset has nothing to do with your location, your occupation, where you are. It's basically you making a conscious decision that where you want to go and what you want to do is something that is obtainable and it is without boundaries. So, no matter whether you are in the classroom, we still want to talk to you because it takes a level of someone who doesn't see boundaries to actually bring
Mhm.
those elevated experiences to their students. And it also takes someone who has the emancipated mindset to continue to going when it's so easy to quit. So, Erika, now making sure that we all know what emancipated means, I welcome you to share your story with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me, Tierra. And when you reached out, and I've always, well, lately I've been having that mindset of, I want to be findable, and I just been talking to God. And then you asked me, you invited me to this interview, and I was like, look at God, you know. So absolutely, I love sharing. Hi, Denise. So she's one of my educator friends, Tierra. And so, is it Hable Espanol? She's a Spanish teacher. So, anyway, but as far as my journey, oh my goodness, to have that emancipated mindset. And when I saw the title, I was like, oh my gosh, that is so jam packed. And so, but I've always had a heart for people. I've always, tried to be the go-to person. And when I was working on my associate's degree, and also worked for I was working part-time at McDonald's. And then I also tutored for student support services. And so, and when I saw the students that came through that were really struggling with mathematics, because that's my field, is mathematics, and my subject area is mathematics, I was like, okay, and it was just so fulfilling, and it was so fulfilling to be able to see that light bulb go off with the students that came through the student support tutoring service. And I was like, okay, this is what I want, because I was actually supposed to be computer programming. And so I was like, okay, I want to go into teaching mathematics because I love math. And I was like, okay, it was just great to see that light bulb go off. And but even going back before that, that was just getting into education. I am, a teen mom. And I think going back to that, I made the decision that because I was a student. And Tiara, I just made the decision that I wasn't going to let that moment in my life define me, as far as, be detrimental to my life. And I was like, okay, Erika, you gotta, put your bootstraps on. And, you've got a daughter now. My daughter's name is Robin. And you've got a daughter now that she's going to be looking up to you. And even though we, practically grew up together, I knew that she was, she needed a mom that she could look up to. So I just decided, okay, I'm not going to let that define me in a bad way. And so I use that to just, have that mindset. Everything that we do, it goes to mindset. And so it just determines, our mind is our mindset determines whether we're going to fight or flight. And so I decided that I was going to fight, and I was going to, still go for my goals. I was going to graduate from high school. And another moment that happened in my life was I lost my mom, in a very bad accident. And she made me promise before she died. This would be, of course, we didn't know. She was like, well, Erika, she said, I want you to get your college degree. No one in our family has their college degree, and I want you to do that. And so it was just those things that she's instilled in me that I've really just held on to that mindset of growth. Okay. Not that fixed mindset that I teach my students. And so I can go in there and I can relate to them, things that they're going through, single parent home, you name it. I've been through, but praise God, I don't look like what I've been through.
Oh my goodness. So just thinking about all those things that you shared, right?
Oh my
You
goodness.
talked to us about having a mindset that is not fixed, of course, but you
Yes.
do you want to cultivate yourself and kind of brace yourself. So when you talked about that fight or flight, I know people who are watching, if you could comment, let us know when was your fight or flight moment because it's
Yes.
so easy to
Yes.
accept your circumstances and say, okay, well, this is it for me. I'm going to be
Yes.
a teenage mom. So,
Yes.
what more can I do? But see, that emancipated educator, that's a seed that is already in you, right? That
Absolutely.
mindset. And
Absolutely.
then when you talked about your mom and just really just sharing how that impacted you to continue to go on, and then also just to be the change you wish to see for someone else, like your mom had been for you when you
Yes.
talked about the students, because no matter what business you're in, whether it's
Mhm.
in education, and if you're an entrepreneur, you always want to show up as a resolve or as a solution for someone's pain point. And so
Absolutely.
you seen that the students needed someone who could relate to them,
Yes.
someone who could speak their language, someone that had been where they were, or
Mhm.
you've seen where they possibly can go. I think
Mhm.
that makes us such a compelling educator, and it also allows you to penetrate through to those students that some
Mhm.
people push aside as not being able to reach.
Mhm.
So I want to move on a little bit more, please, guys. I see some comments. Yes. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, yes. How you doing? How you doing? So you guys are I want to pose a question to the audience because like I said, this is something that is not just between myself and Erica, it's also with you guys. We want to hear from you. We want you to respond. So I put the question, post question as has there been a time where you felt that it was just a place in your life where maybe you had to do a fight or flight or have a mindset check. So
Yes.
yes, yes, always love that. Oh wow,
Absolutely. Hey,
wow,
Benita. Hey, Sonora.
yes,
My
yes,
peeps showing up.
yes. Oh, your people are
Hey,
in the house.
Tracy.
Hey, yes,
That's my
okay,
hometown girl, Tracy.
yes, okay, absolutely, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes. So, guys, as well as Erica, I want to just move on a little because your story is so intriguing. So, one of the topics that we talked about was not only that moment that made you become emancipated, but I also want to know, how do you stay with that mindset, and what advice do you have for others that may be where you once were? Or they may be in the classroom and may feel that, okay, this is what I'm doing, it's filled my bucket, but now I'm ready to do more, because you do more outside and inside the classroom. So let's
Absolutely.
talk a little bit more about that. I know it was a loaded question, so it's kind of two. So I want you to lean into how you stay emancipated. Although you have that 9 to 5, it brings joy to your heart, but you have more to
Mhm,
give, and you find ways to give it. So,
mhm,
what do you do? How does that happen?
mhm. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a loaded question here. But you know, I think I don't want to misquote who said it, but I don't know if it was Jim Rohn or not. But there's a quote that says that you're the average of the 5 people that you hang around. Okay. And
Yeah.
so I've always, when I look back, I've always surrounded myself with people were that were where I want to be. I wanted to be. And that were always encouraging to me, that were always, building me up. And so that's what, and even my mom just, I mean, if you cut me, I might bleed, go get her, and so just being raised, by a single mom. And so she was married at one time, but I listen, your girl has been through some things. But we lost my stepdad. He was killed when I was 6 years old. And it hadn't been for my dad's sister, my stepdad's sister, we probably would have seen the whole thing. But my mom, she just instilled, and I saw Tierra, what she did to provide for us. So I don't know if just it's just ingrained in me. And that motivation, because we can listen to motivation speakers, we can read motivational quotes, and of course, read the word. You can read the word, read the scripture or whatever. But Tierra, if it doesn't come from inside, if that motivation isn't intrinsic, then, and I tell my students this all the time, yes, I'm going to, teach this subject in a way that hopefully you'll get it and you'll enjoy it. But if that motivation at the end of the day is not coming from within inside of you to want to do well and want to excel and want to seek out help when you need it, if it doesn't come from deep down inside of you, you're going to end up losing every time. And so,
Wow.
it's that I I don't know how to explain it. It's just in me. But like I said, I do connect with like-minded people. I get on a morning mindset call every morning, since I've really been very intentional about my entrepreneurial journey outside of the classroom. But I tap into that Monday through Friday. So we have a multi-million-dollar earner mentor. And so just talking to him, and okay, what do I need to do? When do I need to pivot? And so he was like, Erica, you'll know, just keep your hand to the plow. Don't look back. But definitely surrounding yourself with like-minded people, is very, very, very crucial, on your journey, on trying to reach your goals, writing your goals down. That's what helped me. Habakkuk, I think it's Habakkuk 2:2 said, write the vision and make it plain, so that when those who read it, they'll run. So I absolutely, did I go out? Okay. I don't know. I went, did I go out?
Just for a second.
Oh, okay. I think my screensaver must have went out. But anyway, I don't know why. But yeah, just, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, And definitely keeping God first. Definitely keeping God first. I want to give honor and glory to Him, for all things, because His plan is for me to prosper and not to fail. And so, and He knew He had the plan for me before I was formed in the womb. And so, and just keeping those things on the forefront of my mind, because I mean, it's easy, just to say, okay, I'm just going to settle. I'm just going to live this mediocre lifestyle, and I'm going to be good. Okay. And, but it takes hard work. It takes a growth mindset. And you're going to hear the school national board teacher say, it ain't easy. Okay. But
Wow.
yeah,
So as I heard, and I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
no,
Okay. So as you begin to speak, not only is it resonating with our audience, but you answered a lot of the different questions that I had already had set up for you, right?
my
So
apologies.
no, it's not even apologies, because at the end of the day, timing has nothing to do with the content that we need to be shared, right? So the whole purpose for you to share how you stay intrinsically motivated, and you
Mhm.
talked about surrounding yourself. I call them gold friends. Like, you're one of my gold friends.
Yes.
So just basically people who are aligned with the same
Mhm.
motive to
Yes.
advance beyond themselves.
Yes.
And it doesn't always have to equate to financial. It can just be wanting to surround yourself with a better environment,
Mhm.
a better
Mhm.
spirituality,
Mhm.
um, better physical, whatever it is, but ensuring that not only do you have someone that's in front of you, but
Mhm.
those that are on the side of you, and
Mhm.
those that are in the back of you that's pushing you, right?
Right.
So I love hearing that. And then I also wanted to share some of the things that I'm seeing in the chat. I love this story about being able to go against all odds. Teresa, we're
Yes,
so proud of
Teresa.
you. So proud of you.
My
Um,
husband's home.
Yes, also. So yeah, Donise, yes, staying intrinsic motivated is the key. Absolutely. Having a community. And you know
Yes.
what? Let me tell you something else about the community. It's not
Mhm.
only about the community, it's about accountability. So you can have a community, but if you are not accountable, it means nothing. So that goes back to what you shared with us. You talked about your daily activity.
Mhm.
And I always say to my daughter, you do what you need to do what you want to do. So
Mm. Mm.
if you're the type of person like myself that needs to constantly be filled, you need your bucket filled. That's a great strategy that you shared to commit, even if it's not a call. There are so many podcasts, so many books,
Yes.
and Lisa Nichols, who's one of my mentors that actually inspired me to start my company. What, about 5 years ago? I stumbled
Wow.
upon
Wow.
a lot of things, but a lot of times when you make a decision that the life that you have or the life that you knew is not the life that you deserve, you need gold friends around you.
Come on.
So we want you to definitely tap into not only myself, but to also tap in with Erika. Here is her information. She can be found on IG. She can be found on Facebook. She can be found on YouTube. And we're going to show that again later. But I also just want us to remember that it's so crucial for us to connect with our gold friends, to
Mm.
make sure that we are not only sharing what we want to do, but writing it down. And not only look, writing it down. And guess what? Put a date on it.
Ooh.
There's nothing like putting a date on it. Because
No.
when you
Come on now.
remember when I came into your DM, I said, okay, so what date?
You sure
Because
did.
when you give somebody a date, that makes them think about it like, okay, am I going to commit to this or not? Because you could have
Mm.
said, well, you know what, but I'm so proud of you to move forward and to share your story. There's so many people that deserve to hear it. So,
Thank you.
moving forward, guys, if you have any questions, we want to hear from you. What are some questions that you have? And while you do that, I want to talk to Erika a little bit about our alma mater. And I heard you say that you started out, you were getting your initially got your associate's degree,
Mhm.
and and then you start working with students. There are a lot of people who look at that path and say, okay, well, this is enough. But when you have that growth mindset, you
Mhm.
understand that it may be enough for X, but it's not enough for X, Y, and Z.
That
So
part.
tell me a little bit about your journey at the Alabama State University and how did you get there? And, you know,
Mm,
uh, tell us a little bit about that.
mm, mm. Girl, listen, you making me go down memory lane. I get the emotional when I go down memory lane.
Yes.
So, Tierra, I lost my mom in a horrible accident in October of 2000.
Mm,
And she even, she wanted me to, of course, finish my degree. No, I was pregnant when I graduated from Alabama Southern Community College in Monroeville, Alabama.
mm,
And she was like, I know you're not going to go back to school. I know you're not. I know you're not. I know you're not. I said, Mom, yes, I am. And so my mom died in a horrible accident October, and I'm gonna get through this because I can't mess up my makeup. So October of 2000, she died in a very bad car accident, and I enrolled at Alabama State January of 2001, and I commuted. Listen, your girl was intrinsically motivated. ASU. And so um I finished with my that was I was pregnant with Jada, my 22-year-old. Yeah, when my mom died. And so I was pregnant again in 2007, and I finished my no, I was working on my no, I finished my bachelor's. I'm getting my dates mixed. I finished my bachelor's in 2003. And then I finished my master's in 2007 because I wasn't able to take my comps in 2006. So I had to take the comps before I could graduate. So I was pregnant, and so I couldn't focus on any comps. So I graduated that following summer. But yeah, just that's how I ended up at Alabama State. And so it was closer for me, and I had been already been looking at I wanted to do a HBCU. And so but I commuted from Monroeville to Alabama to Montgomery, an hour and a half one way. And so thank God I was able to get for up until my last semester, Tierra, I was able to, God bless me, to get my all my classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so that was a blessing to be able to do that. So I was only going twice a week, and I did not carpool with anyone. My last semester, um that was all of my bachelor's. Was that all of my bachelor's? Well, the last semester, I ended up having to go like on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I had to go 3 days a week. So there was a math class that I had to take 3 days a week. But that's how I did not do campus life. So, I was a commuting student. So I didn't, participate in all of that, and so wasn't really, interested. I was interested in getting that degree and in honor of my mom. And so, but yes, absolutely. And went back and got my master's, and then when I moved to Birmingham, I ended up getting my education specialist degree. But definitely that master's from the community college to 4 year. And it was tough. It was tough that first semester, because I boohoo cried all the way there and all the way back. I'm like, Lord, how I made it, and so, but he took the wheel.
I
But yeah,
love that.
that's how I
You,
ended up at ASU.
yes, you never know people's, like you never know the why, right? But the
Ooh,
why
girl.
is, your why is such a driver. And to
Ooh,
know that your why was not only rooted in yourself and pride, but your connection to your mom.
yes,
So I know when you said, how did I make it? I'm sure you had an angel on your back the whole
absolutely.
time. So we are going to end this in about 5 minutes, but we do want to hear from you guys. And while we're doing that, those of you who may be watching, you may not know why Emancipated Educator, right? Why, why do I do this and who am I, right? So I am Tierra Reed. I'm the owner of Inspire, Engage, and Educate, and I am an edupreneur. So I'm an educator that's also an entrepreneur, and I'll be celebrating my 6th year of being breast cancer free. And
Yes.
yeah, so the countdown. So it's about what, maybe
Yes.
about 30, no, about 20 in 28 days. So
Amen.
I will be celebrating my 6th year. And a lot of times when you are faced with, you know, if what would you do if you couldn't fail? What is it that you would
Mm,
do?
mm.
And, when I think about that, I always say that even when I work with educators that are waiting, to make that leap and, even do the dualpreneurship that you're doing, you have to actually recognize that your dreams matter as an educator. And that's
Yes.
why I do the Teachers Dreams Matter. And I also do an edupreneurship certification, which I'm super excited.
Mhm.
One of my second cohort is actually having a graduation ceremony this Saturday. And these are all things that were just ideas that came to my mind
Wow.
because of me living my life saying that I only want to do things that bring me joy.
Wow.
Even with partnerships, no matter what money is on the line, I only want to serve with people and partner with
Mhm.
people who have a vision aligned with that of my purpose. So,
Yes.
and that of my why. And my
Yes.
why is about educators. My why is about entrepreneurs. And I don't want anyone to waste a moment doing something that doesn't bring them joy and to not tap into things that do. So that's a little bit about me, but don't allow something that is traumatic to push you to choose you. I
Mm,
repeat it. Don't
mm.
allow something traumatic to
Yeah.
happen to you to push you to choose you, because
Yes.
we choose so many others.
That's
We put
deep.
everybody first. When will you become first?
That's right.
And so
That's
with
right.
that in mind, I want to hear from not only Erica but from everyone in the comments, and even when you watch the replay. When or at what moment are you going to decide to put yourself
That's right.
first? Because the moment that you do that, we didn't say the moment you got to quit your job and all that. No, no, no. We said when you start to put yourself first, we're only on this earth for a moment. And your time is worth way more than money. And I will share this with you. I have someone that was in my life so special to me, and he and I worked together. He actually trained me when I was doing school improvement, and we connected because I wanted him to build um, a data dashboard for me. And when I thought about it, I knew he was the only one that could do it. Connected with him,
Mhm.
I was supposed to physically go and see him
Mhm.
and meet with him and sit
Mhm.
down with him.
Mhm.
Me thinking that I had time, I
Mm.
called him. I said, "Well, I can't physically be there," but we sat on the phone and we talked 3 hours. He talked about how this upcoming school year was going to be his last school year and he was going to retire, and
Mhm.
all the things he was going to do, and we
Mm.
even made plans to actually have that sit down at some point. And it was maybe a week after that I got the worst news ever, that
Mm.
he had lost his life. And it really, I'm gonna be honest with you,
Mm.
it broke me. And let me
Mm.
tell you why.
Mm.
And I didn't say I bent, it broke me.
Right.
It broke me emotionally. It broke me,
Mm.
just that whole idea of, you know, letting go. I don't care if it's a business, if it's an idea and no one will listen to you. I truly believe that God wouldn't give you anything if he wasn't going to see you through it. So if you have a vision, you have
Ooh,
to walk on it. And I'm not going to say it's going to be the easiest thing, but I'm telling you, I've
that
never
part.
been through anything that was difficult, and when I came out of it, it wasn't the most rewarding experience ever.
That's right.
So that broke the idea of procrastinating on
Mm.
ideas. And after
Mm.
that, because I said, man, with especially in our industry, we're sold the idea that you work for 30 years, you get your retirement, but his 30 years on year 29.
Mm.
So think
Mm.
about that. Think
Mm.
about that.
Mm.
So you don't want to use your life as collateral
Come
for
on now.
retirement.
Come
So if
on.
you're watching this and when you're watching this, if you are at the moment where you want to be emancipated, I want you to listen to not only what I just shared with you, listen to Erika. There's always light on the other end of the tunnel. And I don't even know why I'm talking about this,
Go
but
ahead,
I was just
sis.
moved to say this.
Yes.
And I do want you guys, I want you to follow Erika's journey, follow what she and her family are doing. They're doing some incredible things. And Erika, can you lean into that for us? We're going to wrap the show up, but I want you to talk a little bit more about not only how they can stay connected with you, but what are you bringing out in the world or putting out in the world other than being in the classroom, being so fabulous?
Well, thank you so much, Tier, for that. But I always seek who I can serve. And like I said, from since I can remember, I've always been about educating and empowering others, and just lifting others up. And so a little over 3 years ago, my family and I, we partnered with this amazing wellness company that has really is another. There have been many pivotal moments in my life, but just really, with my own wellness journey, and taking control of my own health and wellness. And I've seen what it's done for me. And my blood pressure and cholesterol and weight and all that was spiraling out of control. And so we just have just really just been digging deep into the wellness business and our entrepreneurial journey and helping others. And so God has blessed us to become six-figure earners outside of the classroom. So just like you said, and I won't ever fully leave education, because I even want to start my own tutoring service. But like you said, one of our business partners, you know she had a friend who was saying, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna, I'm gonna, do this. I'm just gonna work a few more years, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'll retire. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, she passed away, and I don't know what happened or what, but it was sudden. It was a sudden death, and so and she got sick and didn't bounce back. And so, but just having that, emancipated mindset that I'm going to go, 10 toes and 10 fingers into my goals and putting myself first, and so just, and that's been really these last 3 years. And so I've been able to help several people. Some of my business partners are online. Some of my clients are online. And so, and I just, that's what we do. And we also help others, start their own wellness platform. And by, doing those things, our clients are in business partners are able to live a healthier and more vibrant life and wealthier life, if they choose that route as well. And so, we've been able to do several things because of, really just going into the entrepreneurial journey. We've been able to getting ready to start investing in real estate. And so we're super excited about that. And yeah, it's been amazing. So those are things that we do. I do go around doing different wellness events, and I did one about a couple of weeks ago for children's health. And so really educating parents on, the importance of the toxicity of the products that they bring into their homes, with their children that are still developing, because a lot of national brands have that, those endocrine disruptors and stuff like that. So still in education, it's just education will never leave me, but that's, what we're doing, with our health and wellness business. Absolutely.
I love to hear that. And I'm glad that you mentioned that because that is the absolute truth. It doesn't matter if it's in you,
Yeah.
I mean, it's in you, right? It's not on you, it's in you. So we
Yes.
are educators, and that's the reason, I'll be honest, how I'm able to partner with different corporations, because it's the same thing. Whether you're teaching K-12 curriculum or on
Mhm.
higher ed, when I work with higher ed, it's still content, right? And the
Mhm.
art is in the pedagogy. How do
Yes.
you convey something over to someone else? So, guys, we encourage you. This is my Instagram at Tierra Inspires Me, and it's also my LinkedIn. I encourage you guys to stay connected. Send this link out to someone who missed it. This is a replay that they can watch. And we are super, super excited that you decided to stop by and support Erika. Erika, I'm super proud of you, and I'm honored to be your fellow Hornet friend, okay? And to
Yes.
be, most importantly, your gold friend. So I'm
Yes.
rooting for you. I'm rooting for
Yes.
you.
Yes.
And thank you for all the gems that you left. Not only for us to go back and, because I'm telling you, I'm gonna go and watch it and write down some stuff, right? Because that's what you want. Iron sharpens iron. You want to
Yes.
be able
Yes.
to speak with someone that leaves you better. And so I
Absolutely.
hope that when you watch the Emancipated Educator, and it typically comes on Wednesday, but we did Thursday as a special welcome back teachers, okay?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
anyway, guys, I love you guys. I'm not great by mistake, neither are you. So if you do have an idea, don't sit on it. It does not have to be perfect,
Right.
but you got to move. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Success, love, speed. You got to stay in action. All right? Love you
Absolutely.
guys. See you soon. Bye.
Thanks, Tierra. Thanks, everyone.